The NCAA's women's basketball tournament is over. We have a champion, the parade has happened, the media hits are continuing, and the White House visit is fast approaching. This only means one thing: the WNBA draft is upon us. Yes, the WNBA draft. A magical time where 36 lucky women are drafted into the WNBA and many never ever see the court. Now that particular point is a subject for another video, but for today we're going to talk about the 2023 WNBA draft. For those who don't know how the draft works, here's a quick recap. The WNBA is made up of 12 teams. Each team gets one pick each round. There are a total of 36 possible draft spots. As with most years, there are some teams who have traded away their picks during previous seasons, which is why my beloved Chicago Sky does not have a pick in the first round this year. This year, the Indiana Fever have the #1 pick, and both the Indiana Fever and the Dallas Wings have 4 picks in the first 2 rounds, which means they are continuing to get younger and younger and younger. 113 college players have filled out a form to be included in the 2023 WNBA draft. In this video, we're going to take a look at 2 of my favorite teams, South Carolina and LSU's draft prospects. And we will also take a look at what some folks are projecting to be the first round picks. All right, let's get started with South Carolina. The South Carolina Gamecocks have 6 players who have entered into the draft. We have Aaliyah Boston, who is the very clear favorite for the #1 pick. And the reason why she's the favorite is because she is a big that has offense. She can pass. She has good footwork around the rim. She's able to shoot jumpers. She's also a great defender with the ability to blow up passes and plays with her active hands. And also she can rebound, which is something that will come in very, very handy in the WNBA. Aaliyah Boston really is an all-around player that should be able to make her mark pretty easily in the WNBA. Other players for South Carolina are Zia Cooke. Zia Cooke's a guard who can shoot, and of course, since she was on South Carolina, you know she can play some defense. The only thing that has been concerned about Zia Cooke is her height. Zia Cooke is only 5'6", and yes, there are players in the WNBA that are shorter than her, but the trend that we're seeing is just that WNBA players are getting taller and taller and taller, even at the guard spot. And I think she's going to have a little bit of a tougher time in the WNBA than she had in college in terms of defending and also getting some playing time because she is a bit shorter. I think Zia Cooke is an amazing player, and I think she should be able to make a roster. I project her going either in the late first round or second round. The third South Carolina player in the draft is Brea Beal. Brea Beal is 6'1". She is a defensive juggernaut that can really do just about everything when it comes to the defensive end of the court. She is okay at offense, but really her bread and butter is defense. She is a solid first round pick for any team that really needs a good stopper on the defensive end. Letitia Amihere is a 6'4" power forward who can do just about anything on the court. She's able to play basically any position from point guard to power forward. She's a very selfless player, and she really would be a great asset to any WNBA team. I think she's a solid first round pick. Victoria Saxton is a 6'2" forward who started every game for South Carolina this season. She is a very solid player, but honestly, I don't think that she will be drafted. As I said, she's a solid player. I really like her. She was a huge asset for South Carolina, but I just don't think she has sort of the intangibles that will allow her to get drafted and eventually make a team. There's a chance that she might get picked up after the team to join a practice squad, but I just don't see her getting drafted in the first 3 rounds this year. All right, now that was South Carolina's players who are up for the draft this year. Now let's talk about the LSU Tigers who are eligible for the draft. First up, you have Jasmine Carson. the championship game star. Jasmine Carson is such a fun player, was given LSU production this year, averaging 8 points and starting 30 of 36 games this season. While I love her energy and her positive attitude, I think Jasmine Carson will go undrafted this year. She did a lot of great work from the three-point line during the championship game, but overall, I just don't know if she has the offense and defense necessary to get drafted in the first 3 rounds. I will say that surprises do happen every year in the W, and there's a chance that she can probably sneak in the 3rd round, but it's not very likely. I will say though that if Jasmine Carson does not get selected, a team definitely should pick her up for training camp. I think there's a chance that she could surprise a lot of folks and come from training camp and get a spot over someone who was drafted. Jasmine Carson's a great player. I like her a lot, but we'll see what happens. Alexis Morris is a 5'6" guard for LSU. She is a player who was just a huge part of what LSU was able to do this season. She's a player that leads with passion and hard work on both the offensive and defensive end of the floor. I'm a big Alexis Morris fan, and even though she's a short player, I think she is a solid 2nd round pick. Rounding out LSU's possible draftees is LaDasia Williams, LSU's 6'4" power forward, who really was consistent for LSU this year. She's a solid defender that is able to also score on offense. The thing I really like about LaDasia is that she just doesn't really make mistakes. It's like the coach can put her in there. It's like the coach can just put her in and she could just play her role really well and not do anything to warrant getting taken out the game. If a team needs size, I think LaDasia is a solid pick. She'll likely go in the 3rd round. All right, so we took a look at 2 of my favorite teams, South Carolina and LSU, and their players who are possible draftees for this year. Now let's take a look at what some folks are projecting in the 1st round draft. You have Aaliyah Boston and Diamond Miller, who are pretty much shoe-ins for the 1st and 2nd pick. The rest of these picks are kind of all over the place. It'll be interesting to see how many South Carolina players can get in the 1st round, can get drafted in the 1st round. You got Vopal from ESPN saying, of course, Aaliyah Boston, and then Brea Beal, Letitia Amihere. It'll be interesting to see. Will Letitia Amihere get drafted in the 1st round? Will Brea Beal get drafted in the 1st round? Yeah, the rest of these are very interesting picks. I did not create draft projections for this year, primarily because I feel like this year is a toss-up. You have, of course, the first 2 picks pretty much solidly, there's a consensus around that. But the rest is kind of up in the air. What will Dallas do? I think Dallas is just a huge wild card, right? They have 3 spots in the first round, number 3, number 5, and number 11. Who will they pick? Will their selections even make the team? Just because the Dallas Wings is a very young team, and they clearly have a star with Arika Ogunbowale. It'll just be interesting to see how they select the team to sort of help to amplify what they're building in Dallas. I think the 2023 draft class is just very interesting. It'll get probably more exciting with the 2024 draft class to just see who opts into that. I will say this will be fun. It'll be interesting to see how many of these players who are actually drafted actually make the team, and of those folks who actually make the teams on opening day, who actually lasts until the end of the season. The WNBA is a very small league with a lot of veterans, and it'll be interesting to see who makes it, and if they do make it, how far they last. All right, so that is the video. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please tell me, what would you like me to cover? I'm someone who loves all things women's basketball. I also love women's soccer. I'm interested in bull riding. I'm interested in just a lot of different sports. I'm somewhat getting into baseball. I'm a big softball fan. Do you want me to cover the NCAA tournament for softball? Let me know what you want me to cover. If you like this video, please like it. If you did not like this video, let me know why. Tell me what's up. Bad feedback is good feedback. So let me know what you think in the comments. If you have not already subscribed, please subscribe to this channel, and let me know what you want me to cover. All right, guys, that is it for this video. And until next time, bye.